Good afternoon. I'm at my uh, little porch here overlooking the valley across the way to the. It's a beautiful blue sky day today, and that usually lifts my spirits, but today I just have been down and out today. One of those days again. Um, Not even just feeling the blues. And it helps to just sit outside under the open sky like this. And, and just thinking about how the other day I was talking about how I cleaned up Richard's bike and got it nice and clean and wanted to use it to take Schmickles for his walks across the other side to the other side and back. And I thought, we used to talk about, Richard and I, we used to talk about getting our bikes. I bought a bike from Walmart that was on sale, really nice bike, for an amazing price. I think it was like $50, and it's a nice bike. So we had two bikes, and we always talked about riding the bikes back and forth, and somehow that didn't happen. And I just feel a little bit sad that in my mind I have these fantasies of what we should have done together. And you think about that in retrospect only after death. You want to be able to kind of play things back and say, darn, we should have done that more often, or we should have gone together to take some drives together up the coast, because it's so beautiful here on the Central Coast. And as beautiful as it is on the ranch, it's nice to just get away a little bit and go over to the ocean. It's only a few minutes away. I don't know. You just kind of fall into your routine, which is what Richard and I sort of did. We had our routine, and by the time 2 o'clock came around, I was already starting to make dinner, and Richard would either be on his computer, or right about now, I know that he would be watching football, because we're at the end of football season. It's coming up to the Super Bowl. And I just I don't look at our big screen anymore. I don't turn it on. I wouldn't even know how to turn it on, because Richard set up such a complicated system that only he could operate. But even if I did know how to operate it and put on a movie on it or whatever, I can't do it, because that was our thing that we did together. And so I end up just watching my own little DVDs on my own little DVD players, or I'll watch movies on my phone. And there are just certain things that we did together that without him I can't do anymore. And that was one of them. And I don't know how much longer I can try to live like this. It's just really the sadness that I carry in my heart is so heavy that I feel like the joy has been just taken out of me and got buried in the grave with him. It feels like my heart got buried in that grave with him. And yet, I listen to these videos about the afterlife, and some of them have been so encouraging. And all of them have said there's no such thing as separation. It's something that only in our human physical body in the physical world, where this kind of illusion of time and space makes us believe that we're separated. And it does bring me some comfort to think about that where Richard is, he understands that there's no separation, and yet I'm not at that level. I don't experience that, and I'm trying to experience that, but we're just used to being able to be together with his physical body, his physical presence. And so I'm not so sure how to deal with this as the days go by. I think at some point it's got to get better, and I know that where he is, he doesn't want me to be sad, and he doesn't want me to grieve. And if I'm sure that if he could let me know directly how he is in such a beautiful place of unconditional love and embraced by God's divine love, that there's nothing at all to be sad about. But it's just really very hard. And let's face it, he didn't die all that long ago, so I can't all of a sudden just get up and go on as though I can just try to be in a higher place of happiness. It's just not possible for me right now. And anyway, it's just a very beautiful day today, and I just wanted to sit out here and see if it would make me feel a little bit better. But it's one of those days again that even though it's a nice, beautiful day, I've been kind of dragging my feet and feeling a bit down in the dumps. And I hope that I'll be able to make some videos explaining that I feel an uplifted feeling of connection with Richard, and I hope to be able to experience that and talk about that. But as it stands right now, there are moments, and I've talked about that. There are times where I feel like he's with me, and I feel his presence, and I feel like he's giving some messages to me. But in the end, I'm still by myself. And that's how I feel. Just, I'm here on my own by myself. So, okay. Sorry for a video that just isn't quite happy-go-lucky. It's not possible when a person's going through grieving. And those who are experiencing that know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, have a nice day. Bye-bye.